And in the locker room, each guy has been going over.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. On out there with Irving. And it's Durant. Then it's Jordan. And it's Harris in at the 3 slot. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Jones. And it's Nurkic in at the center, filling out the middle. Now here's Jordan. Nurkic with the steal. And now McCollum running the floor all by himself. And Durant sends it back.
But Kevin Durant is playing spectacular defense, and it sets the tone for the entire team.
Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
McCollum right side. Lillard way outside. Portland again missing.
Well, it can't get worse than this. 0 for 4 to start.
To the middle and stolen by Lillard. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance.
And love to see Lillard get the fast break going. He's a quick thinker with great hands.
Lillard against Irving. Outside for KD. Shot, high post. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Well, those jumpers, they might as well be layups for Kevin Durant. That's his comfort zone.
Here's Lillard. McCollum outside. To the inside. Nurkic dishes to McCollum. Some solid defense from Brown.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two. Poor decision there to heave the ball so far down the court. I mean, there's plenty of better places to go with it. And you can see the importance of that steal. Really a 4-point swing with the conversion at the other end.
Now here's Durant on the wing. Harris. Back to Durant. Covington with the steal. Here's Jones. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Yeah, quick thinking wins game assist. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish.
Irving with a clean look. No good on the 3. And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for Portland. Jones, the pass to Covington. Jones looking for an opening. Back to Covington. Clock at 6. And he's off on his first shot of the game.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they just given away. And Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers to ever play. Not the most prolific scorer, but perhaps the most talented. He's dangerous from any part of the floor.
Here's Lillard. After the basket by Brooklyn. Right side, Covington. Back to Lillard. 1:27 left to play in the first.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility. And, boy, he can strike at any time.
Greg, as scores go, Kevin Durant's as efficient as any.
I mean, Durant has an insane field goal percentage for the shots that he takes. I mean, when you factor in how many threes he puts up, it gets even more impressive. Durant takes so many shots where he's covered and is still efficient. It's just mind-blowing.
Here's Lillard, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Nurkic finds Lillard. Back to Nurkic. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 3 assists tonight.
And with his skill, Nurkic can score from anywhere on the court. But when you're 280, his skills probably better utilized inside.
Durant with a wide open look. And the rebound by Nurkic.
Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
Lillard dishes to Covington. Back to Lillard. Pass to Covington. Kicks it out to Jones. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. And it's Lillard missing. Outside Durant. And then Durant with the dunk.
Well, Kevin Durant not about to settle for any low percentage shot. My goodness, with authority.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Trailblazers. Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us about how he did.
I look to the times where
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, very disruptive in that first period. They never allowed the offense to get comfortable.
Setting the floor for the Nets. They've got Green. He's out there with Griffin. Harden out there with Luwawu. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point.
And just the sheer power of Griffin, one of the best finishers in the league after contact.
Here's Simons. Dinwiddie covering. The pass to Simons. Back to Anthony. To the paint. Here's Cantor. Second chance shot. And the layup is good. Cantor's got the lead up to 4 now for the Trailblazers.
I love the hustle and the heart with which Enes Kanter plays. This guy is a terror on the offensive glass.
Harden against Cantor. Luwawu, the pass to Harden. Powell with the steal. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Anthony leading the charge. Here's Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Hammering it home. Griffin making use of that athleticism and size. That combination makes him such an offensive threat.
Simons, the pass to Cantor. Here's Simons. It's Powell on the wing. 4 on the clock. Over Harden. The shot by Powell, no good.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Well, Norman Powell these last several seasons has turned himself into a knockdown shooter. And obviously last season much more involved on the offensive end. And that, to me, was his best performance to date.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. McCollum's checked in. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for the Nets. Joe Harris comes in for Luwawu Cabarro.
And with Powell, they rely on his shooting to open things up for everyone else.
Yeah, and for Norman Powell, he knows what he's about and welcomes that role. This is a guy who understands how to relocate in the midst of plays to create separation from defenders. He's always ready in catch-and-shoot situations.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And a new group in for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Kevin Durant comes in for Jeff Green. Brownie's checked in for James Harden. And Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie.
You won't find too many players with a better understanding of the pick and roll than Lillard. He runs that set to a T.
Brown the pass to Irving. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Lillard. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for Portland. Here's McCollum. And that'll be 2 free throws. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. Working against size, he's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
I tell you, the analytics crew may not like the mid-range, but sometimes you just got to put it in the basket.
Irving kicks to KD. Out to Harris. Shoots from the line. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Outside Irving. Out to Harris. Beyond the arc. And it's Portland with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. Portland leading by 4. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have. Staying aggressive and playing under control.
Nets have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Right side, Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
And while his ability to score gets so much attention, Harden demonstrating why he's also regarded as an elite level passer.
Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Portland moving the ball around. Lillard up top. Dinwiddie covering. Griffin with the steal. Here's Luwawu. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good. Well, he's been an elite scorer for so long in the league. Jack, how does... And that should...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half. Got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it.
Anthony out there with Collins. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the 1. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Now Irving for the lead. And the 3 ball is good. Irving's got 7. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
Man, there's so many guys that, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table. But in reality, they got to fill some roles, right? And, John Collins is a guy that's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are 3 names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did. And Anthony gets it to go.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Brown outside. Outside Jordan. On the wing, Harris. Covered by Anthony. Harris with it. No points in the game yet for him. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Brooklyn. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Lillard against Irving. Passes to KD. Shoots over Nurkic. Nurkic with the steal. Lillard with it. He's picked up by Irving. Jones kicks it out to Lillard. Back to Covington. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got his 4th assist in this one.
And even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Irving finds Durant. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. Durant's got 8 points.
Well, Kyrie Irving, if you're open, he will find you. This guy is a scorer, but he understands others have got to come along with him.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Pass to Harden. 1:46 left in the third quarter. No good there. Now Portland takes it the other way. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his first foul of the game. A different look now for Portland. And here is Anthony. Pass to Simons. .127 left to play in the third. Anthony dishes to Collins. Kicks to Cantor. Rocket 2. And here's Anthony from the arc. Here's Collins. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Portland shooting their first free throws of the game. And so Collins nails both of them. 1:14 left in the third. Harden against Powell. Now, here is Harden. T right on him. Makes it off the glass.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
Here's Simons. Dinwiddie covering. Powell. That's good. Powell's got the lead back up to 5 now for the Trailblazers.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
41 seconds left to play in the third. Dinwiddie finds Harden. And he makes good on the layup. 6 points for James Harden.
And one of the most creative scorers the league has to offer. Harden specializes in sinking those tough shots.
It's Powell on the wing, guarded by Harden. Anthony, the pass to Cantor. Back to Anthony. There's the pass to Simons. Misses from close range.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
There's 10 seconds left here in the third quarter. It's Harden with the drive, and Harden with the stuff.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
And McCollum puts up a deep 3, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And it's Harden with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 1. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. We've got Durant. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Green. Then it's Harden, and it's Dinwiddie in at the point. Shot's good by Durant. Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
And, guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
18 feet out. Jordan with the rebound. Net shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. And Jones sends it back. And they get it back. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Andrew Covington's checked in for Anthony. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Luwawu Cabarrot comes in for Green. Brown, he's checked in for James Harden. And Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie. Outside Durant. Over Jones. 6 on the shot clock. Durant, the pass to Griffin. That's in, coming off the assist from KD. And the Nets lead by 1.
And how about Griffin continuing to own the paint? A fantastic power forward with good touch from there.
So for the Nets, Green, he's checked in for Durant. Harden comes in for Bruce Brown. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving. And Lillard kicks to Jones. Rebounded by the Nets. Harden right side. Good D by McCollum. The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. And that one's good. Lillard.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
Now here's Dinwiddie. The shot's good. Dinwiddie's got the game tied up here for Brooklyn.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Passes it to McCollum. And it's in there.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
No doubt, keeping it very close. They're going to have to step up even more to get over the hump here.
And now Jones running the floor all by himself. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Zach Collins comes in for Robert Covington. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Derek Jones. And it's Powell in for C.J. McCollum. And a new group in for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Kevin Durant comes in for Green. Harris is checked in for Luwawu Cabarrot. And Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie. Irving against Lillard. Kicks it out to Collins. Back to Lillard. It's Powell on the wing. The dish to Collins. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Collins has got the lead up to 5 now for Portland. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Irving against Lillard. Fades and shoots. Again, the Nets for 2.
Guys, it doesn't get much bigger than that. Irving coming up huge right there with the bucket.
Trailblazers leading by 3. 1:16 left to play in the final quarter. Lillard dishes to Collins. Back to Lillard. Just 5 to shoot. High, no one around him. Offensive rebound. And Kanter able to finish. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
Boy, Enes Kanter's willingness to be the guy to take over in a critical stretch, so impressive.
And Harris wide open. He shoots. Brooklyn gets it back with the new shot clock at 14. Lets it go with the 3. Up again. It drops. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Big moments. This is who Kevin Durant is. He delivers when the game is in the balance.
Lillard, the pass to Cannon. And Lillard gets the foul. Back to Lillard. Harden against Powell. He's to Lillard. Over Irving. Lillard misses.
A three and nothing but a three will do here.
You've got to keep your composure and execute to get a quality look from three.
Anthony taking his time here. Can't get it to fall. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. That was a fun night of basketball. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the point. Now here's Lillard. Outside, Jones. Lillard surveying the D. 6 to shoot. Kicks it out to Jones. And here's McCollum for 3. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Oh, he's one of the best passing fives in the game. I mean, think about this. Cousins doesn't get enough credit for being selfish on the floor.
Now here's Lillard. Down low, Covington. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound.
I love to see the defense exhibit some passion in protecting the rim right there.
And Cousins gets it to go. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight, Chris. What an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Oh, Kevin, there are some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It will be a fun matchup to watch.
Here's Jones. Following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Jones the pass to Covington. Over in the corner, Lillard. It's good.
Entering the NBA, I knew he needed to develop his mid-range game. He did it, and it's opened things up for him.
George up top, covered by Lillard. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Oh, not many players with a more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
Jackson against Lillard. Pass to Jones. Back to Lillard. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And the basket by McCollum.
And McCullough is fantastic at running the screen and roll. He knows how to use the pick to get space to shoot.
Jackson finds Morris. Outside, George. And it's Portland with the rebound.
I don't think the D does good enough here, but something causes the miss.
Kicks it out to Jones. Lillard from outside. No good. Shot missing. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. George dishes to Cousins. Morris passes to Cousins. Lays it up and banks it in. Cousins has got his second bucket tonight.
Oh, there's no question how valuable Boogie is in the painted area now. It makes it a lot easier on the perimeter guys when you got someone like him inside.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And the Clippers making a switch here. Zubac is checked in. Portland also making some changes. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Here's Jackson. Yes, that goes in.
Oh, man, and Jackson is just incredibly fast in transition. It's just the defense's worst nightmare when he's leaking out in open floor.
Outside, Jones. They double him with George. Here's Simons. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
And Simons has got the ball here for Portland. They trail by 7. To the inside. Collin passes to Simons. To the middle. Stolen by Zubac. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. Pulls up. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Trailblazers trail by 9. We've got 1:08 left to play here in the first. Here's McCollum. Paul George with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Leonard. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Leonard's got 6.
And guys, you'd have to say this run really triggered by their transition offense.
Jones, the pass to Anthony. It's stolen by Morris. Outside Jackson. Zubac finds Jackson. Now here is George. And it's off from three-point range. Here's the break. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. That one goes in.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
Jackson dishes to Leonard. In the corner, George with it. Back to Leonard. Over McCollum. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
So hard to guard, really, without fouling. Leonard is an expert at forcing the issue and getting the call.
Here is Lillard. The 11-footer, and no good on the last second attempt this time. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the LA. And And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a comfortable margin here for the Clippers guys.
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So for the Clippers right now, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Man in at the 3, the small forward. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Damian Lillard. Here's Rondo, and the shot is good. Rondo's got his first 2 points.
Well, as a defender, you can never let Rondo get going to the hoop. Make him take the J.
Now, here's Lillard. The pass to Canner. Fires from 14. That one a little long.
You expect him to make those. They've got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
Trailblazers trail by 13. Deflects the pass. Stolen by Zubac. Here's Leonard. Finished off the break. Leonard's got 10.
This is why Kennard's teammates appreciate him. He's good at sharing the wealth when they're uncovered.
Cantor, the pass to Anthony. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Clippers leading by 13.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. Looked good as a third scoring option for the team.
They get it back. Zubac, left side Leonard. On the money from 12 feet away. 12 points for him.
They have ridden him today, and it has paid off in a big way.
Anthony kicks to Cantor. Lillard outside. Back to Cantor. And the rejection by Zubac. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
And with Melo not having to bear so much of the scoring load, I think was good for him.
Yeah, especially since he took about a year off from playing. Melo had to take a long look in the mirror about how he can help teams win during his absence. He clearly has something left to offer.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball after the Clippers pick up 2. Lillard dishes to Covington. Some solid defense from Ibaka. For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Trailblazers trail by 17. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Cantor's shot is off.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Drains it from beyond the arc. Kennard's got his first 3 points of the game. And there's a minute 45 left in the first half of the game. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And once Lillard hits the ground running, he's ready to throw it down. The D has got to step in front of him to prevent that.
Outside, Batum. And Batum throws it down.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Feeds it to Cantor. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
Such an intelligent guy. I mean, have you guys heard Lillard's album? He spits bars. He's also excellent at reading and torching the defense, too.
Now, here's Beverly. Over in the corner, Zubac. Here's Kennard. Pass to Beverly. Just 5 on the clock. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
Well, in overtime, Beverly has established himself as just a defensive specialist, juggernaut, an absolute pest who plays his tail off on both ends of the floor.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make,
Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Kennard for three. That one doesn't drop.
And speed and effort levels.
And so it's Los Angeles in command with a 16-point lead.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He had 12 points and 1 rebound. And that...
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. C.J. McCollum out there with Norman Powell. Then it's Robert Covington. Then it's Jones. And it's Nurkic in at the 5. Here's McCollum. Paul George making his last shot. Oh, Covington in position. McCollum finds Covington. The shot comes out. Clippers leading by 18. The shot by George, wide open. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got 5 points now this quarter. McCollum against George. Stolen by George. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Nobody near Leonard. No good on the triple. Trailblazers trail by 21. Foul for 3. It's hauled in by George. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. And here's Leonard from 3. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Defensive breakdown, and they can't capitalize. He'll hit that shot almost every time.
Covington passes to Nurkic. It's stolen by Morris. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Hands it from downtown. Leonard's got 15. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces. But title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office. Now, here is George. 9 points in the game so far. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
McCollum is an aggressive shooter, solid ball handler who effortlessly switches to his shooting motion instantaneously.
Here's Jackson. Pass to Morris. Leonard against Jones.
This quarter has been hit or miss for him. Mostly miss.
It's McCollum on the wing. And there's the feed to Covington. Back to McCollum. It's hauled in by George. And so Cousins will bring it up for Los Angeles. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Again, McCollum missing. Los Angeles leading by 20. Here's Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
How about the hops of Jackson? Proving he can get up to throw it down.
Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Stolen by Jackson. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists tonight.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
Stolen by George, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Collins comes in for Robert Covington. Anthony's checked in for Jones. And Lillard subbed in for C.J. McCollum. And here again, Los Angeles in transition. Up the court they go. A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
This isn't a tough case to crack. If they want to put an end to this run, they'll need to start getting back on D.
Anthony dishes to Lillard. Lays it up off the glass. Lillard's got 8 points.
And look at that. The touch of Lillard inside. So impressive. He's terrific at generating points.
Kennard for 3. They grab their own miss, and Ibaka is right there.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Lillard with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. And that one, good. Anthony's got his second bucket of the night.
He creates so much offense. I mean, Lillard puts intense pressure on the defense to react.
Really left alone that time.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Lillard outside. And that one is good.
Who knows what this score would look like if he wasn't on his game tonight.
Kennard finds Beverly. Back to Ibaka. 2 points. That one goes.
And offensively, Ibaka's been spending more time out on the perimeter, but watching him work inside there, you realize that may still be his bread and butter.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge... And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And for the Trailblazers, they're shooting 43% from the field. They've got Patrick Patterson. Kennard is out there with Rajon Rondo. And it's Ibaka. And it's man in at the small forward spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Kennard for 3. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His second 3 of the half right there.
And Lillard gets it to go.
And really scored most of their points, but he can't score them all, guys. He's going to have to get somebody else to step up.
Pass to man. Takes the 3. No good. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. And here we go. And Anthony gets it to go.
Oh, man, a reliable glue guy. Collins isn't just a skilled scorer. I mean, he's a rebounder, and he passes it well, too.
From deep. But they get it back. And a wide open look for Rondo. Off target from 3-point range. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started.
Oh, this is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Kanter. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Now, he hasn't chipped in with many points tonight. Good thing he has the guys around him to carry the weight.
And Kanter throws it down.
And it's getting late, guys, but all of a sudden they have hope when just a little while ago it looked like hope was lost.
Back to Patterson. Kennard for 3. Portland grabs the miss. Kanter's got his 6th rebound on the night. Rondo with the steal. Kennard kicks to Patterson. Looking to get back on track here. The shot's good from Kennard. Kennard's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, there isn't a spot on the floor where Kennard isn't comfortable with his jump shot. I mean, there are a lot of hot zones out there for him.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Collins. It's good on the putback.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Los Angeles leading by 22. Now Kennard misses the three.
Look, I don't know why he keeps shooting. Anybody tell me nothing is falling for him? He's going to end the game on a bad note if he keeps this up.
Man passes to Patterson from outside the arc. He kicks it to Ibaka. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Well, it had to be. These days, you need to stretch the floor somewhat to make everything else work.
Lillard with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. Yep, that one goes.
Lillard is a highly skilled scorer. He feels comfortable pulling the trigger from anywhere.
Kennard, the pass to Rondo. Launches it. That one misses. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Here's Lillard. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call. And there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, will say Gary Payton. I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school. And it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy, he would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Clippers.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for George.
He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team. Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they want.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Jackson from long range. And it's Portland with the rebound. And again, Portland running the court in transition.
Open court basketball at its best. The D slow to catch up, and the assist leads him right to the bucket.
Kennard kicks to Morris. Outside for Batum. And the wide open shot from Morris. And again, it's the Clippers missing. So it's Los Angeles. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. There below is... And before we...
Hey, Kevin. Well, another...
It does indeed. Thanks, David. And the Clippers starting five. Marcus Morris is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's George in at the two-guard spot. And for Brooklyn, we've got Durant round out there with Irving. Then there's Griffin. And it's Harris in at the three, the small forward. Now, here's George. Jackson passes to Leonard. Kicks it to Morris. Shot clock at 6. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
Now, here's George. After the miss from KD. Buries it from three-point range.
That's something I think Paul George in the offseason is really working on, just pulling up off the dribble, maintaining great balance. Very few flaws in his offensive game.
Now, here is Irving. No good from Durant. And you know, Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league.
Here's KD. Paul George making his last shot. Good work defensively by Morris.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
The shot by George, wide open. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
That's a shocker there. Did not expect him to miss from that range. He's got to be shooting close to 60% from there. Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals. And it's Irving missing.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
In transition, here come the Nets. KD with it. Guarded now by Morris. And that one drops.
How about those long strides, Durant quick in the open court and then right to the rim.
George against Griffin. Here's Cousins, and then Cousins with the dunk.
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Durant deciding where to go with it. At the elbow, it's Harris. Fires for 3. Traps in the tray. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
Oof. That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are 2 guys that still are very reliable.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Outside Irving. Inside. Elbow shot. And he overshot that one, missing.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Irving, following the score by Reggie Jackson, and stolen by Cousins. Here's Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Now here's Durant. To halt the run, and finished up by KD.
No better way to fire up your teammates. Durant showing good athleticism on the Monster Jam.
Brown against George. 30 seconds left in the first. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Pass to KD. 15 seconds left in the first quarter. In it goes. That's his 3rd bucket. He's missed 5 so far.
And Kevin Durant, great length and using his advantage on the inside.
And here's George. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Back right after this. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. We've got Patrick Beverley. Ivica Zubac is out there with Ibaka. Then there's Batum, and it's Kennard in at the 2. Passes it to Jordan. Stolen by Zubac. Kennard with the ball. Shoots the 3. It's not going to go for him.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Hard to just put the other team on notice.
Dinwiddie against Beverly. It's stolen by Green. To the paint. Here's Dinwiddie. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Dinwiddie's got it back down to single digits for Brooklyn. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They've held a 12-point lead early. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Beverly's got 4 this quarter.
He's attacking right now. Patrick Beverly just getting fired up, and his team is doing the same.
Pass to Harden. Nails the baby hook.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Clippers leading by 8. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Kennard against Harden. Kennard, the pass to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
Yeah, leaving nothing to chance there. Ibaka goes up strong and finishes with a little attitude.
Now Dinwiddie. Now the pass to Llewellyn. Right side, Jordan. Stolen by Zubac. Rebounded by the Nets.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense, not really a factor.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 5 on the clock. From the high post. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
Yeah, they've gotten into a nice flow this quarter.
Here is Ibaka. Pass to Kennard. And here's Beverly. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Jeff Green picks one up.
And Bones, he stands just 6'1", but Patrick Beverly rebounds like a forward.
The fact that he's going to bring it mentally, GA, I mean, that's the huge advantage. I think if you're in the opposing locker room and you know you're going to get on the floor, Patrick Beverly is going to be right in your jock for every minute that you're going to be competing against him.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. A nice shot by Griffin.
His skill at his size and then converting through contact. Such strength from the big man.
Here's Mann, guarded by Harris. Nifty move. And Morris with the lay-in. Morris has got his first bucket in this one.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Irving finds KD. To the middle. And Griffin slams it in.
Kevin knows when he can score, so he waits to make sure that somebody else doesn't have a better shot before he does that. Good play there.
Rondo with it. Morris right side. That one no good. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Here's Durant. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. KD's got 8 points.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Stolen by Durant.
Yeah, take your time. You don't give them another possession.
And hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
Brooklyn shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
And the first one at the line is good.
I feel like Kyrie is just never afraid of the challenge in front of him. Tougher the situation, seems like the tougher he plays. You can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
And here's George. And yes, it's good. He's got 11.
All the way to the bucket, no resistance. Just swipe the candy from him.
Irving way outside. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He had 11 points and 2. And
if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Luwawu is out there with Green. Then it's Jordan. Then it's Harden. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 1. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. To the inside. Turn around Jay. Dinwiddie dishes to Jordan. Leonard with the steal. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation, or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys,
yes,
are truly great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities, and those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
Just all alone down there. Credit goes to DeAndre for finding him. That's a nice pass.
George looking over the floor for the 3. Rebounded by the Nets. And it's Cousins with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Zubac is checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Nets trail by 8.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
You think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac, and he makes that one.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Irving passes to KD. Now Cousins. Down low. And that one's good. George.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
Irving passes to KD. Inside. Latrey. Morris with the rebound. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. The 3 from George. That shot missing. Nets trail by 10. On the wing, Irving. Out of bounds. The Clippers take possession.
Looked like a simple play and turned into a turnover. Can't give away possessions like that.
Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And the layup's good off the glass.
Well, great to see Kyrie Irving getting after it on the defensive end, showing how quick those hands could be, not with the ball handling, but knocking the ball away.
Passes to Cousins. Dishes it to George. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Irving passes to Durant. Goes up from the top of the key. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Durant's got 10 points.
Yeah, put some students in the classroom because that's exactly how you move the ball. Kyrie terrific at spotting the open man, and then you got to get it to him.
Cousins dishes to George. Pulls up on the elbow, and the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
And on the way from Irving for 3, hits it from three-point range. 7 points in the game.
Trying to find that consistency from distance, that's stretching out the defense, and that's why Kyrie always has an available driving lane.
Jackson looking around. 6 on the shot clock. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Clippers with the ball. Morris passes to Leonard. The shot, no good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Irving with a clean look. And the 3 off target.
Well, his poor shooting is a big reason that they're staring at this deficit right now. He needs to get on track if they're going to find a way to win.
Check out the vision from Jackson. He doesn't have to make the flashy play, just wants to make the right play.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Irving. Rebound by the Clippers. Cousins has got 7 rebounds in the game. A 3 from Morris. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 4th assist in this one.
A lot of times we talk about good passing, but accurate passing is a huge quality of a good pass, and Leonard did it there.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Setting the floor for the Clippers, we've got Luke Kennard. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Rajon Rondo, and it's man in at the small forward position. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
So he gets them both. Nets trail by 14. Now here's Dinwiddie. Pass to Claxton. Dinwiddie up top. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
That is all timing right there. Just led him perfectly.
The Clippers shooting 70% from the floor. Truly incredible work from this offense tonight. Kennard for 3. Nailed from three-point land. Kennard's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Harden outside. Harris looking it over from deep. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Irving's checked in for Dinwiddie. Fades. Got a hand on it.
Can't be lazy around Patrick Beverly. He's going to get you down low with hands. That time, he blocks a shot.
Kennard for 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Here is Harden, and no good that time.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Nets trail by 15. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
And again, no good by the Clippers.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
For 3, Harris. It's Harden with the drive, and Harden with the stop.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
Beverly against Irving, and Beverly kicks to Zubac. There's the pass to Kennard. Cuts off the pass. Irving surveying the floor. Batum against Harden. Back to Irving. Stolen by Beverly. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Quick shot there, and it's off target. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That is his first foul of the game. And Brooklyn making a change here. Durant's checked in. Harden against Kennard. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads. Cut down to 9 in the bucket from Harden.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
That's tipped. Outside Irving. Takes a shot at the elbow. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
The possession just way more efficient, I think, here tonight. Taking smarter, better shots, moving the ball around. That's helped them to get back in the ballgame.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
Maybe the best ever at earning free throws. I mean, Harden has mastered the art of contact and still being able to get off the shot.
Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard.
Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
George dishes to Jackson. Back to George. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on an 11-3 run. And here's Harden for 3. Irving for 3. It's hauled in by George.
I think if I was coaching these guys right now, especially him, I'd tell him, you take one more three-point shot, and we're going to have some conversations here side by side.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Good on the first, and that narrows the gap to 7.
Kind of tough to be a big wing in the LeBron James era. You're constantly compared to what it is he does, but Durant has risen to that challenge and uniquely qualified to be an elite player.
Griffin's checked in for Brooklyn. Brown comes in for James Harden. George against Brown. There's the triple. No good that time. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. 3-on-3. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And again, it's the Nets missing. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Harris inside the line. Reggie Jackson with the rebound. For 3. So the Clippers with the win. They seem to relish their... David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. But traffic in New York City. We are near.
Kevin, thanks very much.
All right, David, thank you. The starters for the Portland Trailblazers. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the 3. And for Brooklyn, Durant is out there with Harris. Then there's Griffin. Then there's Brown. And it's Irving at the 1. Now, here is Irving. And instead of just swinging the ball around the perimeter, Clark, both these teams like to run offense through the post.
And I love that, Kevin. We don't see it very often, but you're right. Both of these teams emphatic about getting the ball inside, putting pressure on the defense by driving it inside or passing it into the post. And it allows both of them to play a very high-quality inside-out game.
Now Irving. Pass to Durant. And he banks in the layup.
Well, his game offensively is fully developed. Durant has no holes in his offensive game. Comfortable from any place on the floor.
Now here's Lillard. Passes it to Covington. A reverse. Basket counts.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Here is Durant. To the paint. Here's Griffin. Back to KD. And it's rebounded by Covington.
Well, I cannot believe he didn't capitalize there. And neither can he.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Irving showing you he's a frame ahead of his opponent with that nice imagination on offense.
Well, you can be the judge of if it's fair or not, but Kyrie Irving has earned himself the reputation of being moody, to say the least.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that sword cuts both ways. Sometimes it's the player, sometimes it's the media, and the media's perception. It's a combination of the two. Clearly, Kyrie can sometimes go off on tangents and come from left field in interviews. I mean, he's not the only player, present or past, that's been guilty of that. One thing you can't deny, though, is this guy loves the game. And it's a matter of continuing to mature and grow as a leader. So I say give him more time, and he'll refine himself in that area.
I mean, call him a combo guard to whatever. McCollum is a scorer first and foremost, and when he puts it on the deck, young fella is going to the hoop.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And as expected, Kevin Durant sitting out all of last season, recovering from the Achilles injury. Glad to see him back on the floor.
I agree with you, and it was absolutely a no-brainer for Kevin to sit out the season. That type of injury, you give it all the time you need, and the Nets knew that. They knew when the deal was done that he was going to most likely miss the season. And yet, they did the right thing, and when you have a guy like KD, you want to make sure you're not rushing him back. You want him fully ready when it's time for him to go.
Durant. Griffin dishes to KD. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. KD's got 8 points. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Lillard. Another shot. And no good. Brooklyn leading by 4. In the corner, it's Harris. Hits the three-point bomb.
You know, this is where Harris is most dangerous. One of the very best from behind the arc. His eyes light up when he gets these long-distance chances.
Lillard from deep three-point land. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
A platoon swap here for Brooklyn.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
You know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
And both free throws good for Dinwiddie. 59 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Simons. Dinwiddie covering. Here's Cantor. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Harden the pass to Llewellyn from 13, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Harden's got his second bucket of the game to go. Tipped away. Dinwiddie with the steal. A finish. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing. No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
Harden outside. Dinwiddie outside. Out to the right wing. And the wide open shot from Green. From outside, off the mark. And here's Anthony for 3. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him.
I think in the past, anytime
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Brooklyn.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. We've got Anthony. Collins is out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's C.J. McCollum, and it's Simons in at the point guard position. Now here's McCollum to the inside. Kanter kicks it out to McCollum. Second shot opportunity. Kanter's shot is off.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And that's an intentional foul. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Zach Collins. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Nobody near Lillard. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Lillard's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Irving against Lillard. Irving kicks to Brown. With 3, Harris. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And a wide open look for McCollum. A 3-pointer, no good.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
How the passion in New York is a pro sports city, Greg, is unquestioned. Talk about the pros and cons, though, of being a player in New York.
You know, the opportunity personally and professionally is immense, no doubt about it, but so is the media scrutiny. It can be very intense, and the fanaticism does make it hard to live a normal existence, and I think the guys who embrace being in a city like New York are the ones that typically are able to perform at the highest level.
So you can either thrive because of it or wilt because of it, just kind of what your personal preference.
You called it, Park.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. You're double checking, and the game continues on.
Dinwiddie dishes to Harden. The pass to Jordan. Cantor against Harden. Here's Green. That's tipped. Now here's Anthony. Guarded close. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. It's stolen by Green. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Stolen by Cantor. 4-on-3 as they bring it up. Anthony finds Collins. Lillard from outside. Dinwiddie with the rebound. Brooklyn leading by 5. And Harden with the stop.
Oh, that is just unreal. Is this the dunk contest, or are we actually playing a real game?
No, this one counts, Greg, believe me.
My
But confidence to attempt that alley-oop to himself.
Well, he couldn't help himself, couldn't resist. That really was a spectacular play.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility, and boy, he can strike at any time.
Knocks it loose. Here's Dinwiddie. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Anthony leading the charge. Harden scanning the floor. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. Back to Green. Here's Harden on the wing. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Jordan. And the dunk by Jordan.
Well, I like how Jordan embraces his role on this team. I mean, it's all about rebounding and putbacks for him at the offensive end.
Lillard with it. 7 points in the game. That one goes. Count it.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Here's Luwawu. Covered by Lillard. Luwawu, the pass to Harden. He dishes it to Green. Pass to Harden. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Stolen by Collins. Anthony nowhere around. They grab their own miss.
Jordan is such a defensive threat.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. Brooklyn came out looking very confident. It's their biggest lead of the opening period during a very...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You gotta like what Harden has done in this game so far.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
We've got Irving. Durant is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Griffin, and it's Brown, and it's shooting guard. So that's the Nets 5. Banked in off the glass. Irving's got his team on the board first here in the second half for Brooklyn.
Tell you what, this is what Irving can do now. He'll leak out and then make the right read in transition.
Lillard attacking. Covington dishes to Lillard. Back to Covington. Kicks it out to Lillard. Pulls it from the elbow. Yes, it is. Or that is a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
Unselfishness always admirable in a basketball player, and Covington consistent at giving it up when one of his teammates is open.
Irving surveying the floor. Durant in the corner. A 3 off the mark. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Simons, he's checked in for the Trailblazers.
And with that great handle and high basketball IQ, McCollum remains a lethal pick-and-roll option.
Nobody near Irving. No good on the 3.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he be a little bit more selective.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Claxton's checked in.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Brooklyn making some changes. Green comes in for Kevin Durant. And James Harden has subbed in for Irving. And Harden wide open. He shoots. The kick out to Brown. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Good on the triple. Harris has got 6.
You know, like a lot of shooters, Harris prefers to release off a pass, catch and shoot, not the dribble.
Well, we're into the 3rd quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. They get it again. Pass to Simons. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
Harden the pass to Claxton. Harris kicks to Brown. It's up a 3. Harris misses.
You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
Here's McCollum. Unable to get that one. Good D by Harden. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Brooklyn Nets. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
You know, Harden will burn you when you overcommit and leave guys open. He's excellent at sensing when you're out of position.
And it's kind of the running joke when you think of James Harden, often maligned for his lack of effort defensively. But quite honestly, I thought he improved a great deal a season ago.
And, you know, Greg, I observed the same thing. His overall commitment was better. And not just steals and blocks either. I'm just talking about his awareness, his commitment to that end of the floor. It was a focal point. If he continues on that track, I think he's going to make an impact at that end as well.
So for the Nets, Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Joe Harris. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Bruce Brown. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Zach Collins comes in for Robert Covington. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Jones. And it's Powell in for McCollum. Brooklyn shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Lillard's checked in for Portland. And he sinks the 2nd.
Not an A-plus trip to the line, but he did get them the lead.
Outside Anthony. Back to Lillard. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
You know, guys, sometimes that just happens, but you don't like to see it when the game is this close.
Brooklyn's gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Green dishes to Jordan. Here's Luwawu. He's covered by Kanter. Stolen by Collins. Luwawu, the pass to Harden. Yep, that one goes in there. Harden's got 11 points.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Lillard way outside from beyond the arc and then some. Lillard's got it all tied up now for Portland.
And we've seen Lillard hit that shot before. He has no fear when it comes to the deep three.
And we wrap up the 3rd and looking to be an exciting 4th quarter. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. On the court for the Trailblazers, clearing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Jones is out there with Anthony, and it's Nurkic in at the center filling out the middle.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
Now here's McCollum. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5-for-11 night.
Nice touch there from McCollum. Looking comfortable and confident from that range.
Dinwiddie outside. Durant wide open. He fires. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Lillard outside. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Harris comes in for Green, and it's James Harden in for Dinwiddie.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time, rising up for the dunk.
Passes it to Harden. The kick out to Irving. Connects from 3-point range. And the Nets lead by 3.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
Drills the 3-pointer.
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. He's heating up from outside.
Irving against Anthony. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Irving's got 7 points for the quarter.
It sure was textbook, and Irving is fantastic in the screen roll. A solid decision maker in these sets, and he also can put it in the basket himself if he needs to.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, the defender all over.
He got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Nets?
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Blake Griffin. And it's Durant missing.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Lillard outside. And they go to the intentional foul. And Brooklyn making a change here. Jordan's checked in. Portland also making some changes. Enes Kanter comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And Robert Covington subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. 6 to shoot. Powell against Harris. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Kanter's got the lead up to 2 now for the Trailblazers.
And his teammates love it. Kanter taking charge on a huge possession. You can just see him brimming with confidence, not afraid of the big moment. And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Lillard surveying the D. He kicks to Kanter. Back to Lillard. And the shot goes in.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Powell with the steal. Lillard dishes to Powell. Harden against Lillard. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's foul number 2 for him. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Kanter trying to free himself up. McCollum, no good.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide open look in space there.
And the jam by Kevin Durant.
No stage too big for KD. If you need a basket, he's your man.
Here is Lillard. And the shot goes down.
Boy, and just look at what Damian Lillard is doing.
There's 53 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Outside Irving. Out to Harris. From the arc. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Just 3 to shoot. And on the way from Irving for 3.
How about the determination? Now that's what we call competing for a rebound.
Lillard the pass to Kanter. Portland moving the ball around. Lillard against Irving. Back to McCollum. Lillard outside. Nice D from Durant. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're down by 2. Just 4 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And guys, this really has been his night. He's done a lot of things well, but his scoring really put him over the top. You can see how determined he's been every time he's gotten his hands on the ball. Great drive and also great focus offensively.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're trailing by 2. Just 4 seconds left in the 4th quarter. What's your take, guys?
I don't think they should be greedy here and think about a triple. With this much time left, I'd attack the basket, get a high percentage shot in tight, and take my chances in overtime.
And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. They break. All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
CLA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Rip City. Welcome to this Thursday night. And the Clippers starting five. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Jones in at the small forward. Now, here's Lillard over Jackson. Up again. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. Nurkic has got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for Portland.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
Back to George. Pass to Cousins. Tries again, and plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And there's the call, Portland the foul.
Strong move by Cousins. You see why he's been averaging 7 to 8 free throws a game over the past few seasons.
We have an awesome backcourt battle tonight, Steve. Let me ask, are we in a guard-centric league right now?
We are, Kevin. I mean, we've always had great guards, and they lead you through championships with their leadership and their play, along with the big guy. But what's happening right now, Kevin, the big man is playing like a guard. The skill level of these 7. So explosive with the dunk. Kawhi Leonard gets up quick to slam it down.
Goes up at the stripe. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
Outside Jackson. And Cousins kicks to Jackson. Back to Cousins. Shot clock at 5. Morris finds Cousins. Takes it from 10. Morris, no good.
And mark that one down right there. It's going to be a long time until we see him miss another one like that.
Lillard, the pass to Jones. Lillard looking around. Again, the miss by Lillard.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injury slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants. Skying high, one of his advantages as an undersized forward.
George double teamed. And the layup is good. George has got his second basket of the night.
Kawhi is carving up this defense. Love his awareness. He is finding the open man.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Pass to Covington. Kicks it out to Lillard. Lets it go with a three. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
Awesome form on the triple. Lillard with textbook technique.
And George, here we go. Cousins with the bucket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Lillard, the pass to Jones. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. So Portland ends up going with the new group. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Zubac is checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Giles. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
Here's Simons. Passes it to Giles. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
And this team looking to get him the ball and get him in rhythm quickly.
Because he's someone that you lean on at the offensive end. Establish him early.
Outside for Jackson. Back to George. And there's the pass to Zubac. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Here's Simons. Pass to Giles. 11 feet away, and he connects with the jumper.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Outside, George. Count the basket. George has got 6.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Clippers ahead. They lead by 1. From Portland, we're back.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yes, you know this, GA. Back in our day, and any day really, if you don't block out somebody, you will sit down.
They've got Collins. Also, Enes Kanter out there. C.J. McCollum out there with Anthony. And it's Simons in at the point guard position. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Anthony, the pass to Simons. Down low, Kanter. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable. And there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back three, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer. Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
And I love that list. You're right on. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Stolen by Beverly. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And foul call. Looks like they had a clear path to the basket. He'll be shooting 2 free throws. And they'll retain possession. Los Angeles shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
When you look at Luke Kennard's free throw percentage, if you're the defense, you might want to keep him away from the line.
Both teams will make substitutions. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist from Ibaka. Leonard's got the lead up to 7 now for Los Angeles. Lillard outside. Shoots from 12. And the jumper is on the mark. Lillard's got 7.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility. And, boy, he can strike at any time.
Kennard finds Zubac. Ibaka right side. Kennard trying to break loose. Ibaka, no luck. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for Portland. Trailing by 5. Lillard against Beverly. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's foul number 2 for him. And a wide open look for McCollum. It's hauled in by Zubac.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Leonard, that one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Lillard against Beverly. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Steps back and fires. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Nice touch there from McCollum. Looking comfortable and confident from that range. And Smitty, you know what Pat Beverly is going to bring every night. A fearless, ferocious, at times almost sociopathic level of intensity. And this guy just does not take a possession off.
You know, he's one of those guys I would have to question even playing with him. He plays so hard. I know I hate playing against him.
Lillard against Beverly. Clinton trying to break free.
And for a point guard, Lillard has some hops. Outstanding at knowing when to use them for the dunk.
Beverly against Lillard. Zubac trying to break loose. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Covington wide open. He fires. And the 3 off target. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Jackson drives in. And the bucket is good. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
At 6'8", Paul George is a threat inside, looking very comfortable from in there.
Here's Simons. No good, unable to end this run.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Los Angeles shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Here's Lillard. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Covington with the steal. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Jones is running. Jackson against McCollum. Covington in the corner. McCollum feeling it out a bit. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Nurkic.
And great ball movement from CJ. That's the unselfish play you want from your guards.
And the first half is now in the...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They ended the period holding on to
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Leonard in at the 3. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play. Greg, is a broadcaster, who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
And that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence that these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who is my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true. Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
And it has them in a great spot. Uh-oh. Letting it all hang out. When George takes flight, just enjoy the show.
Lillard against Jackson. Lillard outside. It's McCollum on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Elbow shot is on the way. And it's Lillard missing.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Jackson against Lillard. And Lillard throws it down.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Here's Leonard. Shakes him. And he sinks the layup. Leonard's got 10 points in the game.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can. He is really shouldering the load on the offensive end and doing an outstanding job. But he needs the rest of his team to step up.
Here's George. Nurkic with the block. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. McCollum kicks to Covington. Kicks it out to McCollum. And another 3 for Portland.
Potent with and without the ball. McCollum is a tremendous spot-up shooter.
George with the ball. Lillard picks him up. Now here's Cousins. Back to George. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. George has got 6 in the quarter.
Shooting at a high clip, he's found ways to get quality looks.
Lillard outside. On the wing, Jones. Back to Lillard. Now the dish to McCollum. Covington, the rebound by Paul George.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
The defense having to respect Jackson's outside game. That opened up things for him in the inside.
Lillard fires away from way outside. Off target with his three.
One made three formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
A different look for the Clippers. Man's checked in, and it's Luke Kennard in for George. Rondo looking over the floor. Count that one. Rondo's got his first points of the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
It's Powell on the wing. Pass to Simons. .26 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 7 points thanks to the hoop from Enes Kanter. Clippers have gone 7 of 9 from the field to start this second half. Some tremendous shooting from them. Outside Rondo. Kennard on the wing. It's over Powell. No good with the wing jumper. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will... And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Let me tell you, when you can run offense through your bigs, you give the defense just another thing it has to try and take away.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. They've got Jones, Anthony out there with Collins. Then there's McCollum, and it's Simons in at the point guard. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. 9 feet out. It's good.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Ibaka finds Beverly. Now Zubats. Pass to Ibaka. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both teams trying to close out strong. These are the fireworks that fans came to see.
Cullen passes to Carmelo. McCollum trying to get open, and too long on the shot.
And they continue to control the glass.
A different look now for Portland. Harry Giles is checked in for Collins. Enes Kanter comes in for Jones. And it's Powell in for McCollum. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Kennard on the wing. Guarded by Powell. And Ibaka kicks to Batum. To the middle. Lock at 6. Zubats no good. Trailblazers trail by 7. Anthony with it. And Batum picks him up defensively. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Clearly a foul.
And that one misses.
Harry Giles. 2 shots.
He hits the second from the line. Clippers leading by 6. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Outside for Jackson. Back to Leonard. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Powell against Kennard. Portland again missing. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They've led by as many as 14 points. A three from Leonard. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
Feeling that one all the way. Leonard lethal in the catch-and-shoot game.
Simons, the pass to Giles. Over Cousins. Unloads. The putback. And Kent are able to finish.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And he commits the intentional foul. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Harry Giles. Robert Covington comes in for Cantor. McCollum's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Nobody near George. That three off target had some space there after the little pump fake. Covington dishes to Nurkic. Back to Covington. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Now Lillard. And it's sent back by George.
Not going to be Paul George with that move. He's too long and too talented of a defender. Defensively, you have to tighten up on him or suffer the consequences.
Jackson finds Leonard. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Cousins, the pass to Leonard. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Strength, body control, and focus. Kawhi showing it all right there.
Here is Lillard. We've got 1:08 left in the fourth. Dishes it to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Fires from deep. That shot no good. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. George passes to Morris. From deep three-point range. The offensive rebound. Outside for George. And here's Leonard from three. And it's Portland with the rebound. 43 seconds left to play here in the fourth. To the right side. Three-pointer, Lillard. McCollum passes to Lillard. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
The pass to George. There's 21 seconds left in the game.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
And you know, disappointment starts to set in a little bit. You fought all night, just wasn't meant to be.
Outside Leonard. No good. And so Los Angeles takes the win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight. A look from earlier as the Nets bus arrives at the arena. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Joe Harris is out there with Durant. Then it's Jordan. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Brown in at the 2 guard. And for the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Morris. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in a shooting guard. Now here's Brown. On its way from Irving for 2. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all. When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
And so it's Brooklyn with it. Jordan the pass to KD. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it go from 11. No good on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym. So he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to lead. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Leonard attacking, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
I love scorers who want to seek contact. Kawhi Leonard consistently in the top 20 in free throw attempts.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
And a wide open look for Irving. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Listen, this guy is far from just a scorer. Kevin Durant loves to share the basketball.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Cousins with it. Picked up by Brown. Nobody near George. And again, no good by the Clippers. The Nets have gone 2 of 6 from the field. For 3, Harris. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
We all know Joe Harris is a dead-eye shooter from distance who helps space the floor. What a look.
Morris into the lane. Leonard. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Durant. Back to Harris. Outside, KD. Back to Harris. Banked in off the glass. Harris has got 5 points so far.
And beginning to take charge of this game. This could be a crucial point.
Well, working hard, building out a small lead, but you can't afford any kind of letdown here.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Green is checked in for Brooklyn. Harden comes in for Bruce Brown. And it's Durant with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Nets. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Some changes for Brooklyn. Griffin's checked in for Durant. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Joe Harris. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Irving. Now here's Cousins. Jackson finds Leonard. Jackson deciding where to go with it. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. Greg, you and I talk about the big man, his role in the current NBA, and how they can possibly carry the standard for the great centers before them. And you played with the great one in Patrick Ewing, so you have a great appreciation, I would think, for it.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I think two guys kind of separated themselves a little bit. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, I think, are the two guys that stand out for me because of their ability, in essence, to do everything well. They can shoot it, they pass it, they can shoot it from the free throw line, they give you rim protection. I throw Rudy Gobert up there as an elite center as well. Doesn't have the offensive impact that those guys have, but he does impact the game as well.
3 young, dynamic centers. Those are good names. Here's Leonard. After the basket by Brooklyn. Good work defensively by Harden.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Griffin passes to Dinwiddie. Griffin trying to get open, and Dinwiddie gets it to go on the assist by Griffin.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
George against Harden, and George, here we go, outside for Jackson. Here's Leonard. Good on the bucket. Leonard's got his second basket of the night.
Now, this is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Dinwiddie dishes to Harden. He feeds it to Griffin. Kicks it out to Harden. From 13, another one falls for Brooklyn.
I mean, how many spots on the floor is Harden not effective from? I'll tell you, not many.
Here's Cousins. Great D that time from Griffin. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Brooklyn. Naturally a ball-dominant player. James Harden talked.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal, of course.
Giving their offense another dynamic.
And it also helps him preserve some energy for those big moments in the big game.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
We've got Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's man in at the 3 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Here's Claxton. Harden the pass to Claxton. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Pass break, here we go. Here's Leonard, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, Kawhi Leonard is a career 85% free throw shooter. You do not want to put him at the line.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Clippers. Patrick Beverly comes in for Rajon Rondo. And a new group in for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Harris comes in for Green. Brown is checked in for James Harden. And Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie. Now, here is Irving. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And Doris, last season for Kyrie Irving, really one of waiting. No Durant on the year. to play off of, and then Kyrie's season with the Nets was cut short due to injury.
Well, second surgery for Irving in the last 3 years. You obviously hope he and KD can stay healthy and try to revitalize this Nets organization. Irving is so excited about being on the court. The NBA misses him when he's not playing. Let's hope he stays healthy.
And it's the Clippers with the ball after the basket by Brooklyn.
But Kevin Durant uses his length so well. And how about the timing to send that rejection back?
Kennard kicks to Beverly. Pass to Zubac. Hits the close-range jumper. Zubac has got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know, they work the ball into ideal position there to get the high-quality look.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Jordan at the elbow. The Nets working the ball around now. KD with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
And they take the lead. Zubac has got the lead up to 1 now for the Clippers. For Brooklyn, they've gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Irving surveying the floor. Pass to Durant. Five on the clock. This one for 3. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, that's about recognizing a transition opportunity when it presents itself. Nice job by Kawhi Leonard.
And so they foul intentionally. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Outside, Green. Down low, stolen by Zubac. Outside, Batum. Griffin against Zubac. Ibaka in the post. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Dinwiddie dishes to Harden. The pass to Llewellyn. He kicks it to Griffin. To stop the run. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Ibaka, the pass to Zubac. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Nets trail by 5. And here's Harden. Passes to Dinwiddie. Score the basket, his 2nd of 2 attempts.
And while his ability to score gets so much attention, Harden demonstrating why he's also regarded as an elite level passer.
Now here's Kennard. No points in the game yet for him. Zubac. Ibaka finds Kennard. Beyond the arc. Great D that time from Green. Nets have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. And Harden with the stuff.
You know, and with how deliberate he can be, Harden still can surprise defenders with that burst, that underrated vertical that he possesses.
Beverly, the pass to Batum. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Here's Dinwiddie. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And some good...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He had 12 points, 3 assists.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And Brooklyn, looking who they've got on out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Durant. Then there's Harris. And it's Jordan in at the 5. Now here is Harris. Pass to Jordan. There's the dish to Irving. Over Jackson. The kick out to Brown. On the wing, Irving. With a tie. No good that time. The Clippers go the other way with it.
I'll tell you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now, here is Irving. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Inside. A shot by Jordan, no good.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
And DeAndre Jordan, not the same impact center he once was, but he's done a great job of acting as a leader for this team.
Well, you think about DeAndre Jordan's career, Greg, and over the course of time, he's played a number of different roles. What you like about what he did this past season is, even though in a changing role, he still tried to make an impact. That's called being a teammate. Their first basket in 4 tries. Let's see if that basket gets them going. It can be contagious now.
George dishes to Jackson. Back to George. 6 to shoot. Nice move. He takes it up and lays it in. George has got the lead up to 5 now for the Clippers.
Boy, everyone is getting to their spots and then capitalizing. 3 for 4 in the quarter. Beautiful.
Irving kicks to KD. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Cousins has got his 4th rebound in this one.
1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game?
Now here's Durant. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. And stolen by Cousins. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Boy, you have got to love the energy Paul George is playing with. Throws the hammer down.
Irving passes to Durant. Fires, high post. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Los Angeles leading by 7. And that one, good.
This is one of Paul George's go-to shots. His confidence and ability to rise and fire quickly from the mid-range, crucial.
Outside Irving. KD drives in. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. KD's got his first points of the night. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they are forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed, but it's always existed. And the reality is this: you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
Here's Leonard after the made shot from KD. Leonard dishes to George. Cousins trying to free himself up, and it's George missing.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Here's KD, buried from 15 feet out. Now it's just a 3-point Los Angeles lead.
Boy, it seems like every shot he puts up, it's going in. This guy is hot, hot.
And Jackson throws it down hard.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
Outside Durant. The feed to Jordan. And stolen by Cousins. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's George. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Now it's a 7-point Los Angeles lead.
After being held scoreless in the first, he's turning it on here in the second.
Durant deciding where to go with it. No good.
Well, you have to want to be a good defensive player, and Marcus Morris has committed.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And you have to credit their defense for the job they've been doing against Irving. Kyrie's been almost invisible out there, and we don't say that very often. We'll return shortly. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. We've got Luke Kennard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Batum in at the 3. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
And that's the trademark Griffin finish. Get in tight, elevate, and throw it down with authority. Big fella is a beast down low.
Now, here's Zubac. Ibaka right side. Lays it up off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 7.
Well, you love Serge Ibaka's shot selection, especially inside where he's so efficient.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. And the wide open shot from Green. And a miss there on the triple. Clippers shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. Left side, Ibaka. Great D that time from Green. Nets trail by 7. Griffin passes to Luau. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got 3 assists now in this one.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Now here's Beverly. Batum finds Beverly. Now Ibaka. 2 free throws coming up, and they call. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. He's pleased that they're getting consistent points in the paint. He said, in this league, it's not easy to do what you guys are doing. Let's just keep doing it until they stop us. Kevin?
And the Clippers miss again. Nets trail by 7. Here's Green. Makes it off the glass.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Now, here's Kennard. Morris puts the move on, and the layup is up and in. Morris has got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, this guy's a capable scorer from the interior. Marcus Morris adept at using that size and touch to his advantage.
Outside Irving. Lays it up and banks it in.
Guys, it doesn't get much bigger than that. Irving coming up huge right there with the bucket.
Rondo kicks to Kennard. Here's Ibaka, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Ibaka's got 6 points in the quarter.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Irving can't hit.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
Back to Ibaka. Man passes to Ibaka. Rebounded by the Nets. Here's Harden. He can't get that one. Then burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
Here's the three. Another miss by Ibaka.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Harden dishes to Irving. Offline with his three.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Kicks to Morris. And the Clippers miss again.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Irving for three. He can't get it to go.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Pass to Rondo. Back to Ibaka. Fires the three. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Clippers lead by 9.
A hard blue-collar work ethic on display. This guy just beating everyone to the ball.
Irving misses. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. And here are the Nets.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Well, it's been a hard-fought battle through much of the night. They just missed out on a couple of opportunities they'd love to do over.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
And here we go. Harden heading. Oh, the power on that throw-down.
Wow.
And that's a nice job defensively from Harden. I mean, he's capable of these kinds of plays when the guy is engaged and active.
There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jackson kicks to Cousins. And the pass to George. From downtown, sinks the triple.
Now, Paul George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot guy. Measures the shot before receiving the pass. It's hard to guard.
And so Los Angeles takes the win. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it for